Hey everyone, it's September 9th, 2024. I'm gonna taste two apples that I think should be ripe now. I am in Pacific Northwest, Northwest Washington, Zone 8. This is Katherines Favorite. They started falling already, so I want to taste it. They come in slight size variation. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller if you don't thin. And if anybody's curious, this is what apple mosaic virus looks like. It won't kill the tree, but it does affect the tree. It slows down the growth rate and production. However, it doesn't seem like it's affecting this variety in terms of apple production at all. You just have to note that you cannot take any scion off of a tree that's infected, even off of a branch off of the same tree where one branch is showing signs and another branch on the other side may not be showing symptoms. However, you should consider the entire tree infected as soon as you see one leaf infected. It's transferred by pruners, saws, and grafting is usually how this virus is transferred. Anyway, this is Katherines Favorite. I don't know what that is. Maybe some bitter pit. It tastes really sweet, well-balanced apple. The acidity is pretty low, but it does have a pretty good balance. And you can taste the acid in the apple. Let me try another one. That particular one is overripe with some water core. So this is definitely the time to be picking them. That's just another greenhouse that I'm about to build. So they're supposed to be crunchy, but they do seem to have fallen already. Have like some weird black dots on them. They're not as crispy as a Honey Crisp, but if you do get them early enough, they're pretty crispy. Yeah, this first one I got was pretty crisp, but it still has issues. So I don't know. It's good, and it's probably better than average. However, the amount of tasty apples that I have, this probably doesn't really surprise me or amuse me so much that I'd want to make more grafts of this variety. It's maybe good to have, but I would probably not be trying to reproduce it, just because I think there are better apples out there. So that's Katherines Favorite. Here's another one. Still hanging on the tree. They started falling too. It's the darker one. Here's one that fell. This is Shay. Let's taste the one that fell. Looks like it had a worm, where it landed on a piece of grass that punctured it. Shay tastes a lot like Spartan. Very similar. It just ripens earlier, a little bit earlier. Similar to Spartan and Liberty, but Liberty has slightly higher acid, a little bit more sour. This is just a sweet, softer apple than Liberty or Spartan. The skin still breaks off, so it sounds like a crunch, but the flesh is pretty soft. It's not very crisp. It's another one. That one just came off really easy, so I know it's ripe. Even though I took this one off the tree, it tastes less ripe than the first one that I picked off the floor. And still the flesh is much softer, not as crisp as a Spartan or a Liberty, even though the flavor resembles it very much. If you guys don't know, Spartan and Liberty have like really good flavor, and Spartan tends to have a little bit less acid than Liberty does, but regardless of the low acid, it just tastes like a very well balanced apple, even though like you realize that there's very little acid in it. However, it tastes really good. When I usually prefer apples that have slightly higher acid content, a little bit more sour, that the ones that pack a punch is the ones I tend to prefer. However, Spartan and Liberty just have something in their flavor that really makes the apple special and makes you want to keep eating it. And this is very similar to that type of flavor. However, the flesh is softer. So if you're into softer apples, something that has less crunch, then maybe this is the apple for you. But for me, I'd prefer either a Liberty or a Spartan over this, especially considering that this gets some spots on it, which could be bitter pit or some other problem, and Liberty and Spartan seem to get less of that. It seems like almost every apple on the tree has this issue, where on Spartan and Liberty you can find a good amount of apples that don't. So that was Shay and Katherine's Favorite. Here's the tags. Shay, grafted in 2021. Katherine's Favorite. It doesn't want to. There it is. Katherine's Favorite, 2021. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more taste test videos in September because that's when all the apples are ripening. So stay tuned. Hit the bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. And I'll see you guys next time.